half a league onward. All in the valley of death, rode 600. Forward the light brigade, charge for the guns, he said. Into the valley of death, rode the 600. Forward the light brigade. Was there a man dismayed? Not though the soldiers knew someone had blundered. Hey, the idea is to get the egg inside your face.
Not if you're sick of eggs.
Oh, too bad about you. Anything else you're sick of?
Yes, the charge of the light brigade.
There's not to make reply. There's not to reason why. There's but to do or die. Into the valley of death rode the 600.
You're getting good.
Oh, that's nothing. Wait till you hear me do it at the Easter exercises.
Oh, Frankie, you shouldn't have bothered with the dishes.
You got enough to do.
Anyway, you're a very sweet brother.
Oh, cut it out. Your coffee's ready.
I don't mind being kissed.
There you are, Dickie.
I'm a model brother, I am.
The dictionary says model is a small imitation of the real thing.
Suppose Frankie's the real thing.
Well, it isn't every brother who'd help me the way he does.
Oh, housework. That's sissy stuff. I'd rather get a real job.
Let's not go into that again. You're going to finish school and like it, whether you want to or not.
What did school ever get you? Just a rotten job teaching. I can make more money as a messenger boy than you do.
But I like teaching school.
You like Mr. Rogers, too, don't you?
It's time you were getting ready for school, young man. In fact, it's time we all were.
Oh, school. What good is stuff like this? If a hen can lay 3 1/4 eggs in 72 hours, how long will it take
You ought to realize you'll be much better off if you go out into the world educated, Frankie.
Sis, please don't call me Frankie.
I'll try to remember that.
Come on, Corky.
Morning, Sidney.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Rogers.
Studying hard?
Oh, yes, sir. Good morning, Miss Burke.
Good morning, Sidney.
Say, how'd that story turn out?
I don't know. Just when the G-men were about to break in, Rogers takes it right out of my geography.
You know, that's the only thing I like to study, geography. Someday I'm going to travel and see the world.
Yes, you will. You've got to have money to travel.
Well, I'm going to earn some. How do you like that?
You? Don't make me laugh.
Wait
Say
a
that.
minute. You think you're pretty smart, don't you? Just 'cause your old man's the head of the school board, huh?
Well, it's better than having a cheap tailor for a father, or no father at all.
Cheap tailor? Listen, you. I'll have you know that my pop asks the highest prices in Hilldale. Of course, you don't always get it.
Hello.
Good morning. Here, let me do that for you.
Oh, no. It requires a special technique. Very difficult.
I've got to learn sometime.
Why?
Oh, so I'll know how to do it when I announce our engagement.
That's a fine time to ring bells, and I'll lose my job. No married women as teachers, you know.
Well, once I get going, you won't need a job. You don't think I intend to be stuck in a Little Red Schoolhouse all my life?
Of course not. Meantime, we better get some work done or we'll have no jobs.
Now, the next problem. A man borrows $2,742.80 at 2.5%.
What interest does he pay over a period of 3 years?
Hey, Sidney, what's the answer?
At 2.5%, I should be interested.
Listen, Frank. If you don't do better than this, you won't graduate this term.
Oh, so what? I'd rather go to work anyway.
Well, that's all very well, but you can't go to work until you pass a certain grade.
You mean that I can't get a job without a certificate or something from you?
Not while you're still of school age.
All right, children.
What is it, Shirley? Dickie's eating an apple.
Dickie, come here.
I brought it for you. I just wanted to make sure it was all right. You see, there was a worm in it. Right there.
You know what happens to little boys who tell stories. They get spanked.
But you can't spank me. Teachers aren't allowed to anymore.
Go back to your seat, Dickie. All right, children, we'll try it from the beginning now.
One for my master and one for my king, and one for by the way. For the little boy that cries in vain. Yes, sir, Frankie, we have on your wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now one for
Oh, Mr. Rogers. I wonder if you'd mind telling Frank to send his dog home. His howling doesn't harmonize with my youngster's singing.
For you, I'd get rid of dragons.
That's fine, children.
Frank, I don't want you to bring your dog to school anymore.
Why not?
He disturbs the classes. Go outside and send him home.
Go on, beat it. Go on, Corky, beat it. Doesn't like you any more than he does me.
And now we'll try our history lesson. Shirley, suppose you start. Page 44. Paragraph 44. Landing of the Pilgrims in America.
For days at a time, during the...
You may sit down, Shirley. Dickie, come here.
All right, try it once again, but this time put a little more into it.
Yeah, more. Half a league, half a league onward. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Forward the light brigade. Charge for the gun.
Papa, look at Sidney.
Into the valley of death. Rode the 600.
Sidney, take it the hands out of the pockets. You'll spoil it the shape.
Such a nice day for exercise, ain't it, Mrs. Tree? Is it? Yes, ain't it?
And next we will have little Emmy Lou Carter.
Sunk there for a minute.
Yeah. Not bad, considering.
Considering what?
But that sister of yours spends all of her time chasing Mr. Rogers.
Take that back.
What for?
Step outside and I'll show you what for.
I'm perfectly comfortable here.
Yellow, huh?
Now for the grammar class. Master Sidney Lee.
Spartacus to the gladiators. Ye call me chief, and ye do well to call him chief, who for 12 long years has met upon the arena every shape of man or beast. The broad empire of home could furnish, and who never yet has lowered his arm. If there be one among you who can say that ever, in public fight or private brawl, my actions did belie my tongue, then let him stand forth and say it. If there be three in all your company,
Boy! What's the meaning of this?
He started it. I did not. He said to me... Well, something I didn't like.
Well, I didn't either. I didn't say a word. He just talked to me. Have you anything to say for yourself?
Well, no.
Well, I have plenty to say. The idea of letting this young ruffian attack my son. If you can't maintain discipline here, I'll get a teacher who can. Come on, Schuyler.
Well, you stay here, young man. I'll deal with you later.
That's the last time you'll ever blame me for anything.
If we must slaughter, let us slaughter our oppressors. If we must die, let us be under the clear sky, by the bright waters, in noble and honorable battle.
And now we will hear Tennyson's Charge of the Light Brigade by Frank Burke. Frank.
Frank's not here. He's gone home.
Oh, thank you.
Bad-tempered little ruffian.
Why, we'll now have a song by the school glee club. It's a long, long trail.
Well, guess we're all set, Corky. Come on. Boy, school was never like this, huh, Corky? How about a little lunch?
All the fun. I wish you'd let me run away, Mary.
Then what would become of me? No protection, no man in the house.
I bet Mr. Rogers would like to live here.
What's this all about? Who's using my name in vain?
I just said that I bet you...
No word from the prodigal brother?
Well, I thought you might have heard.
Oh, boy, I bet I know where he is. He's joining the circus.
What?
Sure, that's what I do. Lions and tigers and elephants and clowns. I think I'll be an acrobat.
You'll stay right here and look after Murray till Frank gets back.
Do you think he will come back?
Of course. As soon as he gets over his grouch, he's probably not more than a mile away this very minute.
Well, I hope you're right. Won't you sit down and have a cup of coffee?
Surely.
Hello?
Oh, trespassing, eh?
Well, sort of.
Hey, what are we going to do with this lawbreaker, boy?
Looks like a pretty tough customer. Better try him.
Prisoner rise. And face the bar of this here kangaroo court.
Yes, sir?
What's the charge, Mr. District Attorney?
Breaking into railroad property, disturbing the peace, and, disturbing the peace.
Guilty or not guilty?
Well, I don't know.
Guilty! I'll have to give you the limit. But seeing as the DA hasn't got his case properly prepared, I'll fine you $10.
There's a fat chance. I haven't even got 10 cents.
Oh, well, visible means of support, eh? I'll fine you another 10.
How about settling for a package of cigarettes?
Order! Dignity of this court's going to be maintained, or I'll knock your block off. Come on, yes, boys, get out of here. Come on, where do you think? Get out of here.
Hey, you can't! You can't do that!
Loafing again. Get out of there. Well, where's my breakfast?
I couldn't find any.
It's because you didn't try. Go on out and rustle me some grub if you know it's good for you.
Well, where'll I find it?
What do you think back doors are for? Go on, get going, or I'll break your neck.
Excuse me, lady. I wonder if you could give me something to eat, please. That makes 3 turn downs. Nice people in this town. Come on, Corky.
Gentlemen, I bring you greetings.
Go on, beat it, Bo.
I, a hobo, please, to paraphrase Natalie, in this beehive that men term the world, I am the worker, you the drones.
Okay, B. Buzz off.
Gladly. But first I crave sustenance. Oh, mark you, I'm prepared to pay for it by labor. Did I say labor? What a nasty word. Let me designate it rather as a professional skill with which I shall repay your hospitality. If I may...
You said you'd pay for it. What's your line?
I, my friend, am a professional coffee taster.
Why, you panhandling chiseler. Get out of here.
Hey, I got some food.
Well, instead of talking about it, go cook it.
Oh, may I proffer assistance?
Oh, thanks.
Rather young, aren't you, to be leading such a nomadic existence?
Yeah. What?
It's quite all right. Have you been on the road long?
Oh, no, about a week.
I see.
Have one?
Why, thank you, my son. Thank you. Oh, a bit greedy, I fear. My first nourishment's in just the evening, save a couple of whiskey sandwiches. Do you enjoy various mode of livelihood?
Beats going to school. Anything's better than that.
Oh, you're wrong, my boy, entirely wrong. Why, the happiest years of my life were spent in obtaining collegiate degrees, of which I have several. A.B., M.A., Ph.D.
A lot of good they did you.
Aha, but here I'm not in my proper environment. Like the diamond whose brilliance I share, I need a proper setting. New York. There I have friends, men of affairs, who will welcome us with open arms.
What did you mean, us?
My friends will be your friends.
Are you on the level? About taking me to New York with you?
At the earliest opportunity. And now, to our friendship.
Thanks. Just what I needed.
Here, that's mine.
You mean it was yours?
I'm going to smack that guy in
No. Forget it. What good did it do to hit him? It only soiled your fist, and I might add, get the stuffing kicked out of you. Let us resume.
And give my best love to Dickie and yourself. I'll write again as soon as I get time. Your loving brother, Frank.
Where's it from?
He forgot to put down the address. That's just like him. Come in. Oh, hello, Owen.
Hello. Mailman tells me you've heard from Frank.
Lucky it wasn't a postcard. He'd have read it to you.
You're telling me? Good news?
Almost too good to be true. Not only has he got a job, but he's going to night school.
Good for Frank. I suppose you feel a lot easier.
I certainly do.
Oh, heck. And here I thought he was with the circus.
Oh, by the way, I have some good news, too.
Yes?
The Regents Board is holding its examination at the state capitol next week. I'm going to try for that appointment.
You mean you're leaving Hilldale?
Well, you wouldn't want me to stick in Hilldale the rest of my life, would you?
Not if you don't want to.
But, darling, I'm doing it for both of us. If Frank can make good away from Hilldale, I ought to be able to.
The country would be a swell place if all the teachers moved to the city.
a wonder you don't marry one of those tadpoles.
If you're referring to one of my hyphus
Oh,
overcomplenius...
Pete, will you stop trying to talk like the professor?
I wonder what happened to the old coot. The last time I saw him, he was ducking down that alley like a streak of greased lightning.
Well, who wouldn't be with a couple of bank guards trying to burn up the seat of your pants?
Well, we waited a week for him. If he doesn't show by midnight, he's out of luck on tonight's little party.
Did I ever tell you boys about the time I was in Joliet? Stop me if you've heard it.
You mean try and stop you?
See who it is, Mac.
Speak of the devil.
Salutations.
The gentleman in question.
Make yourself at home, son.
Well, if it ain't the professor.
Edward, not ain't, isn't, if you please.
What happened to you? We waited nearly a week to see you.
What happened to you and my cut?
There was nothing to cut, you know that. Somebody yelled copper before we could oil a drill.
On the level?
You know I wouldn't jip you.
Much.
Who's your friend?
Country kid I picked up in the jungle, one of those city-struck youngsters. By the way, Pete, how's the bankroll?
If you're looking for money to get oiled on, the
I
answer...
want to take the kid to his fare back home.
I thought you said he was city-struck.
That's the trouble.
Say, I know a job for him.
You do?
Yep, he starts tonight. An innocent-looking kid like that'd make a swell lookout.
I know, Pete, but you know, he's a mere novice. He
Well, there'd
wouldn't
be
have-
more use than an old barfly like you at any rate. Come here, kid.
Yes, sir. Pardon me.
The professor tells me you're looking for a job.
Boy, I'll say I am.
Good. I got one all lined up for you, starting at midnight.
You have? Gee, that's swell. What kind of a job is it?
And you'll find out when we get there. Ed, Mac, come on, I want to check over that bag.
Boy, am I lucky. Here only 10 minutes and I got a job already.
Listen, son.
What kind of a job you think they'll give me? Say, what's the big idea?
Just stay here till they leave.
Yeah, but what about my job?
A fine job. A lookout for a mob of safecrackers.
Where'd the professor get to? Probably gone out to get a snootful.
Where's the kid?
Say, Professor, that was fast thinking.
The advantage of a classical education, my boy. Hannibal used that identical ruse one night 2,000 years ago. Yes, sir. To fool the Roman sentries when their mastiffs gave warning of the Carthaginians' approach.
Who won?
The Carthaginians, hands down. And do you know how they celebrated the success of their ruse?
No. How?
Same way I'm going to do now.
What happened?
Black sedan. 4R 3188.
Get into a doctor as quick as you can. I'll call headquarters.
4R3188. Right. Calling all cars. Calling all cars. A stolen car, black sedan, 4R3188. 4 Robert 3118. Correction. 4 Robert 3188. That is all.
But I don't want to get up.
Oh, come on, Professor. Please get up.
What for? I'm all right here. Good night. Get out of here.
Well, what'll I tell them when they get back?
Oh, put an attack on me. Don't disturb me.
Hello, kid. Where were you when we left? I was looking for you.
I went out to get a bottle.
I wish I could get that tight on one bottle.
Give. That's funny.
It won't be the next time. Here, kid, make yourself useful. Fill her up.
Don't mind me, kid. Beat it before the cops get back.
No, sir. I'm not going to leave you.
Where do you think you're going?
Well, he's hurt.
Pretty young to be committing burglaries, aren't you?
No, officer. He had nothing to do with it. We never left this room.
Save the alibi. You'll need it, both of you.
I told you to go, son.
What are they going to do to us?
Oh, don't worry. I'll talk to the judge. I'm your alibi, see? That's kind of funny, too. Me, a character witness.
Well, why don't you come clean and confess?
But I didn't commit any burglary. Honest, I didn't. The professor told you that.
This man the watchman was shot with.
Shot?
Yeah, and with your gun.
But it isn't my gun. I was just holding it for Pete.
Pete who?
Well, I don't know his last name. They just called him Pete.
What's your name? Well, what are you waiting for? What's your name?
I'm not telling.
Let me handle this, George. Now listen, son. You're in a bad jam, and you'll be in a worse one if that fellow you shot dies, you see?
But I didn't shoot him. I didn't shoot anyone. I was with the professor all evening.
Why don't you be smart and come clean? Maybe we can change the rap from manslaughter to burglary.
Manslaughter?
If he dies, sure. Now, come on, get it off your chest.
I didn't shoot him. I wasn't with him.
Okay, kid, you weren't even with him. But who were they?
Well, I just know their first names. Pete and Eddie.
And your name?
I'm not telling.
All right, take him out.
Owen!
I passed the examination.
Oh, I'm so happy.
promotion. I'm so glad.
If the school board could only see us now.
What are your prospects, young man?
Splendid. I'm going to marry the grandest girl in the world. Going to find her the most beautiful home in the world, get a job in the biggest school in the world, and raise the darlingest...
We'll discuss that later. What about the appointment?
Well, there's a vacancy at the State High, and I'm a cinch for it. Or will be, after the Regents Board inspector comes here tomorrow.
Coming here? What for?
He wants to see how my graduating class acquits itself.
To see how well you acquit yourself, you mean?
The same thing. With you sitting beside me, I'll be the best doggone candidate they ever inspected.
Without me, you'd still be the best doggone candidate they've ever inspected.
Oh, by the way, any news from Frank?
He's doing marvelously. In his last letter, he said he expected a raise.
Good. And the night school?
Oh, he loved it. And he talks of nothing but his professor.
Amazing. Well, now that your worries are over, when do we get married?
What do you mean, over? When a girl marries, her troubles begin.
Hey! I'm hungry. Let's go home. What's the idea of kissing him anyhow?
Because we love each other.
I wouldn't kiss a teacher unless I had to.
Well, good night. Come on, Dickie.
See you later.
All right.
Hello? Listen, Hank. When's Eastbound Limited due? 5:30? Flag it. I can just make it. I said flag it.
Couple of fish, huh? Right. Here's their commitment. Come on.
You sure I can't keep him here with me, mister?
Stay here. They take everything away, even toothpicks. Don't mind, kids. I'll take care of them. Come on. Come on. That's your bunk. Stay there. I'll assign you to a company later. Who's been smoking in here? Where's that cigarette?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, so you're the one, eh? This'll get you a day on bread and water.
Go on, get away from me. Go on.
Corky, you old son of a gun. Boy, am I glad to see you. going to do with my dog?
You'll find out. This will mean a stretch in solitary for you.
Come on, get your clothes on.
Come and get it. Any objections?
What do you want me to do, turn cartwheels? My stomach's doing already, ain't that enough?
Starve for all I care, you dirty little... What's the idea? It's one of them tough monkeys, that's all. Straighten yourself up. The warden wants to see you. You open your hat for the warden about this, and it'll be just too bad. Come on.
Come here, son. Here's a friend of yours from Hilldale.
Hello, Frank.
He's no friend of mine.
I'm sorry to hear you say that, son. We're all your friends here. That is, we'd like to be if you'd let us. I see you find that hard to believe. Most newcomers do, unfortunately. Let me ask you something, son. Did you ever own a horse?
No, sir.
That's too bad. Because then you'd know what I'm driving at. You see, youngsters are like colts. They have to be trained. Now, there's two ways of training them. The wrong way and the right way. The right way is with kindness. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Now, it's our job to train you young colts. That usually requires firm hand. We call it discipline. Now, the sooner you learn to stop champing at the bit, put your shoulder into pulling the load, the sooner you'll be turned out into green pastures. Yes? All right. Warden Gail speaking. Yes? I'll be right over. I'm putting you on your honor, young man.
I'll vouch for him, sir.
Think over what I said, son. I'll be back in a few minutes.
I'm sorry, Frank, about all that's happened.
Yes, you are. You've always had it in for me. Well, now maybe you're satisfied.
But I didn't come here to gloat. You know that. I came to help you.
Sure. By telling him all about me. I bet you can hardly wait to get home and tell Mary to see me in a reform school.
But you have to know sometime, won't you?
Not unless you shoot your big mouth off.
Now, listen, Frank. You're starting off on the wrong foot. The quicker you settle down and behave yourself, the sooner you'll get out of here.
I'm getting out of here right now.
Frank! Frank! Unlock this door! Frank, don't be foolish now. Unlock this door.
Yes. Wait a minute.
Did he get away?
Yes. Suppose you tell me how.
Good heavens, you don't think I helped him escape, do you?
What else?
But I had nothing to do with it. You took me by surprise and locked me in that closet.
A boy of that size overpower a grown man?
But, Warden, surely you... You must be kidding to infer that I...
You won't find this any kidding matter, young man. Aiding to escape is a felony.
You mean that you intend to hold me here?
Hardly. This is for juvenile offenders.
I can't be detained here. I've got to get back. My appointment with the Regents Board.
I'm afraid they'll have to wait. A long time.
A fine state of affairs. A graduation and no teacher.
Please wait just a little longer. I'm sure he's been unavoidably detained.
But where? He hasn't been home for days.
Wants a better job, does he? Not while I'm on the examining board. Come on, Tree.
Cockeyed. You mean you are?
How do you expect to follow the play with that radio on? Hey, turn it off, will you, kid?
Leave it on. I like it.
The sound of the chime indicates 5 seconds to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Time for our regular morning news broadcast. Owen Rogers, under arrest in the county jail here, still refuses to reveal the identity of the reform school inmate he is accused of helping to escape. Balked by his stubborn silence, the police are increasing their efforts to capture the 16-year-old fugitive, known to the authorities only under the alias John Smith. Meanwhile, Gordon McKenna, watchman of the Acme Finance Corporation, for the shooting of whom young Smith was doing 5 years, still lies in a coma at the Seating Hospital. Little hope for his recovery is held.
Free fall on the side. By that ball in the
Come on,
corner.
Corky.
But, Owen, you can't stay in here forever. You're innocent, aren't you? Then why don't you tell them who it was?
I can't tell you.
But, Owen, you must declare yourself. Who was it?
Somebody you know.
But your career's at stake. Our future, everything.
I'm sorry, Mary.
But Mr. Rogers didn't have anything to do with my escaping. In fact, he tried to stop me.
Tell me, son. What made you give yourself up?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I wanted to play square with Mr. Rogers. You see, he wouldn't let on because he knew I didn't want my sister to know that I was in trouble.
You're not out of it yet, son. Particularly if that watchman McKenna dies. Police headquarters.
But I didn't shoot him. Honest, I didn't.
The court said you did. Warden Gail speaking. You can call off your dragnet for that youngster who broke out of here last week. Huh? What do you mean you've done it already? He only gave himself up 2 minutes ago. Oh. McKenna came out of his coma an hour ago. They showed him your photograph, and he's positive that you were not one of the men who assaulted him.
Then, you mean that I won't have to finish my sentence?
Not unless you want to. They rounded up Pete Scardoni's gang and got a confession.
Will they let Mr. Rogers out of jail?
Oh, I'm afraid so.
Going to school and you're going clean. You only realize that the days you're spending at that Little Red Schoolhouse are the happiest days of your life.
Wait!
Mary!
Where are you two been?
Dickie. Hello, Mr. Rogers.
Just Owen from now on.
Oh, I'm sorry about getting you in that jam, Mr. Rogers. Owen.
Don't be silly. If I hadn't been in jail, Mary wouldn't have taken pity on me and become Mrs. Owen Rogers.
That's right. I only married you to reform you.
When I grow up, I'm going to Sing Sing. They've got a swell baseball team.
Listen, young fellas, if any baseball playing to be done, you're going to do it for Hilldale. Come on, we'll be late.